Angels.
My name is Lieutenant Commander Chris Kapuschansky.
I'm Petty Officer Cody Farrell.
Can you share some memorable experience or stories from your time with the Blue Angels?
This entire thing is memorable. You know, we get to, like we were saying before, we get to travel the country. We get to go to new show sites. We get to go to small town America. We get to meet a lot of really cool people and just interact with those people and get to showcase what we do as a team. Between me and him, what they do to get these things flying and what we do in the air, and Fat Albert, get everything going. It's that in itself is just a huge memorable experience, and then just to get to step away and kind of see it is pretty impressive. Yourself?
Honestly, just being with such a prestigious team, and this is my home show too, so just being able to showcase the Navy and the Marine Corps to my family, it's an absolute honor, especially after traveling all around the country. It's quite an incredible experience.
How long have you been with Navy?
I've been in about almost 9 years now.
So has like a time line, like for how long you need to serve?
It depends on what you end up doing. So I've been in for 11 years, and after you become a pilot, you owe 8 years after that. But then you become part of the Blue Angels, then you'll do 2 years flying after the Blue Angels. So every job has a different kind of criteria or length that you're going to either do that job and then continue after. So it all kind of varies. And then, but once you're done, you can leave and take your skill set elsewhere. Back to the community and try and continue that excellence out in the civilian world.
I heard you've been with Blue Angel for 2 years.
Yes.
So these 2 years is basically the training for the performance of maneuver.
We start in November. So once November ends, or the show season ends, a new team fills in, right? So we have 50% of our team rotates every year. So half of our team is gone every single year. And what we do is from November to March, we will train every day, sometimes 2 to 3 times a day, in order to perfect what we're doing on the ground as well as in the air. So by the time the show season starts in March, we can do our first show and continue throughout the entire season. So last year was my first year, and this year, now I'm training Boss. So we all kind of train each other throughout the entire season and throughout the entire winter training prior to the season starting, so we can continue that, seeking that kind of perfection and performance and all that. So that's we don't spend a year training. We just jump right into it and go.
In your opinion, which like a performance is more dangerous?
There's an inherent risk to flying an airplane, but we do it. We practice so much that it becomes second nature. But as the season progresses, we slowly get tighter and tighter and tighter because we don't want to become complacent. So we continue to keep ourselves mentally focused by bringing the jets closer and closer and closer.
What's the most challenging aspect of flying in formation and performing maneuvers?
With the mental focus and the complacency, always trying to progress to that kind of perfection,
Right.
That I think is the hardest part. So in the way we, again, combat the complacency is by continuing to bring ourselves closer and fine-tune every little thing that we're doing.
In the team, how many people together working?
Right now we have 143 people on the team. We have 16 officers and the rest are maintainers, as well as a couple of Boeing tech reps and a couple civilians that work for us. So all in all, we don't have a very large team. This is about a third of the size of a normal fleet squadron in the Navy and the Marine Corps, and we take pride in that. He does his job, but then he helps with everybody else.
Right.
So he can do essentially anything on the flight line that anybody needs help. I think the most impressive thing that I've seen, because I've seen jets that are like in the fleet, may not fly for a couple days, week, 2, or whatever, and these guys and girls will have it up in hours, and it'll be completely redone. It'll be completely fixed, and that is, in my opinion, the most impressive thing. And the way they do it, they have so much fun. They have so much fun because, they all work together so well. It's just one big family more than it is a team. On the road, we showcase the team, but realistically, we're a big family. We all hang out with each other. We all, go to dinner together. We all hang out with each other's families. It is effectively become a giant family, and it's pretty remarkable to be able to experience that.
How many of you come?
So every show we take about a third of our team. But every pilot will go. So all 7 pilots, and then you'll have number 8. He'll come as well, and then mostly we'll probably take about 14 officers total, 14 out of 16. Sometimes we'll take all 16, but we will take about, I think, 45 maintainers, something around that. To put everything that we need right there on Fat Albert, and that's flown by an all Marine Corps aircrew. So they will pack everything in there, line everybody on the sides. You got our Marines flying the aircraft. You got our load masters and flight engineers up there. And once we land, unload everything. Whole circus is right there. Jets come in. They take care of everything we need.
How do you make your decision? You want to be a pilot.
So I wanted to be a pilot because my parents brought me to a Blue Angel show when we lived in Rhode Island. My dad would see him all the time up here. He's from Mayapack. My grandfather was a White Plains firefighter, so we would always come up and around here and see air shows just like that. And they're just like, what's going on this weekend. So I wanted to be a pilot. I want to go in the Navy. Ended up being able to do that. I was fortunate enough to do that, and then after that, I saw there was an opportunity to apply. And when it comes to skills, our skills are taught here on the team. So we can take any basic naval aviator, any basic jet pilot, and we can turn them into this. So I am not, more talented or anything compared to anybody else in the fleet. So we strive to be a direct representation of all of those pilots and NFOs and all those personnel in the fleet. To showcase, hey, this is who we are as a Navy and a Marine Corps. I am, again, in no way, shape, or form more talented in any way than those people in the fleet. So it's an application process. When you apply, you don't fly at all. There's no flying associated with applying for the team. So we don't even look at that. But we will. There's a lot of interviews, a lot of application process. So hopefully our next team will be decided here in July.
Even though fly the smallest what they call it, airplane. It's a lot of techniques and the memories need to all the buttons, especially you know. And it's how long that learning the process take.
I did not fly an airplane until I got into the Navy.
Right.
So that started. I commissioned in 2012. So I got into the Navy in 2012, and I started flight school in September of 2012, and that's when I started flying. And I got my wings in October of 2014. So it was about a 2-year process. And then after that, I went and flew with at the replacement squadron for Super Hornets, which is in Virginia Beach. And then from there on, I just continued flying in a fleet squadron, and then I came here to Israel.